Good evening, Hyperspinners. Today we've got an Emuceen edition, so get ready. Alright guys, it's been a while since I've had a video here. I've been working on these RGB buttons, and I've got a tutorial in the making. I basically just have to mount the board itself, get some zip ties, and clean all that up, and it will be ready to go. So expect something to watch there, and I'll also do a tutorial on how to set up the buttons itself on the I/O board, which is the easy stuff. So that should be coming over the next week or so, I'd say. But I've also got a lot of other news to just kind of throw out here, and some of you guys might have already seen these if you follow various groups on YouTube or Facebook, whatever. I just want to make sure that you guys are all aware of it, as well as a new project that I'm going to start participating in, and maybe encourage you guys as well. And that first thing is the emulation game theme project. You might have heard on Facebook the bezel project, which is essentially a bezel for every single game. This is the same sort of idea. This is a game theme for every single game, and that is probably suicide here, but I figured, well, if we can get a classic system under our belts and kind of move along, it really shouldn't take too long. Maybe not for every single game, but maybe the classic core systems and maybe gaps that might be happening in MAME. But for what it's worth, the MAME theme list is pretty much, I don't want to say complete. I'm going to get some haters here that will say there's no way we're close, but it's got a good selection, a core base, if you will. But so the emulation game theme project, I created a Facebook page. Some of you guys have already joined, and what I'd like to do is knock out the NES theme list, and I've got about half of them either done or I found, and that's exciting, and I think it's totally manageable if we can get a set group of people to really dive into this. There was one person that jumped all over this as soon as I announced the thing, and he made a Super Mario 2 theme here, which you can see there. And he also created a Dino Riki game, which I absolutely loved as a kid, which is here. And I don't want to play the music because YouTube kind of has a fit about licensed music. But anyway, so those are two that were knocked out today, and they're awesome. So in terms of how I'm organizing this, I've got under Google Sheets. Basically, if you choose to help out here, we've got a list of 527 that remain. You can just hit the check mark when something's done, and it'll mark something out automatically. Go ahead and put your name in there if you want, or initials, or alias, whatever it might be. Just chuck it in there just so I know who to contact if the file's not working, or want to just talk about it, whatever. Whatever you guys can do to help, it would be amazing. Even if let's say we get 500 people into this group, if just each one of you guys just do one theme, we could bust through these themes real quick and mint this NES system here. So we'll see what happens. Maybe this doesn't catch on, or maybe it will. I really hope it does. But yeah, that was the one announcement that I really wanted to hit home here. And just to help this other guy out, Retro Arcade Bezels, he does some good work. I was looking through his Facebook page, and he basically has a focus around bezels as well as the bezel project. So it kind of marries things, and he's been doing some game themes as well. And yeah, it's good work. So feel free to nab some of this stuff off his page. He's getting quite a following, and let's move on to the next subject here. All right, I'm gonna have to mute the background here to just ensure that YouTube doesn't have a fit on some of the audio. So we're gonna mute this guy here. And let's go ahead and look at some of these themes that I've got here. So there's the original Mario. Here's the Super Mario 2. I've got music blaring in the background. It makes things just a little bit better. And yeah, there's so many themes. I mean, half of these are done and they are looking good. So there's one that's missing, and I don't know, let's try one more here. There's just so many games that needs a theme. Like, I remember playing that as a kid. And I don't know, let's get out of this, but you get the idea. So the themes don't have to be spectacular. I mean, some of the artwork is going to be tough to find, but I think with the creativity of the community, this really could be a thing. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have to create, and we will keep that project going as long as it takes, I guess. But yeah, let's keep moving on here. So, well, here we'll say the adventures of. There we go. There we go. So there's a theme. Played that as a kid a lot as well. And there's the Dino Ricky that was recently created. And I love it. So good work. Little dino walking across. Alright, anyway. And now for the most important part. For those that are interested and, wanting to see, basically the themes that are available at this moment. I'm still uploading, it looks like 330 files, but for what it's worth, if you go to Ninja 2BScene's dojo under Emmy Movies FTP, Hyperspin, Media, and then Nintendo Entertainment System, and then Videos, you'll find the video themes that are there, as well as the theme folder, and that is a simple drag and drop. And you will have all of the themes that, have been cooking so far. So you'll have about half of them all set for the NES wheel. So I hope you enjoy those. Those are strictly themes and artwork, so enjoy it. And yeah, also, now that I'm thinking about it, something that I've seen recently was the PlayStation 2 media. There was a lot of disc art that was created. So if you go under Sony PlayStation 2 images and then artwork 4, you'll find all of those discs available to your leisure here. Go ahead and check those out. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of that media, and then we'll kind of move on and talk about some other miscellaneous things. So here is that art. So there's your discs. Looks like there's 1,800 some discs available. So enjoy those. And if you've got themes, make the disc spin so it looks, it's moving. So let's go and move on to the next stuff. Next, we've got the BlissBox. If you guys are BlissBox owners, essentially a new Flash has been updated, so more compatibility on controllers are available. And if you're into the Blister board, which is basically a better mapping of emulation as a whole, it's sort of new in general. There's a lot that are still going on with this, but it continues to bolster its library here. So if you're interested in Blister, the BlissBox now supports it. And moving on to a couple other things that were cool to see in the last month. You guys might have already seen this, but this Mer I guy has created a couple fan-made games over the years, and one just recently here was Turtles Rescue-Palooza, and all these are open bore games, so you would set them up in Hyperspin just like that. But this game is pretty sweet if you haven't already seen on YouTube itself. But he's also got Super Thundercats and Power Rangers are also welcomed additions. So I might have been under a rock. Maybe you guys have seen this already. You can see these were released, a couple years ago even, but they look great. So I hope that helps you guys with that. And I might as well think through some of the PC stuff that I've seen recently on the last month or two. Mighty Gun Vault Burst and Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Those were recently downloaded games that are pretty cool, so check those out. And that is it for this edition of Emuceen, and we will catch you next time.